What's up, everybody? Anton Craley here from dropshiplifestyle.com, and today I want to talk about multi-store networks, specifically multi-store networks of high-ticket dropshipping stores. So I haven't really talked about this before, so this video might be a bit long, but we're gonna get into a lot of the details. Like, first of all, what is a multi-store network? What are the benefits of building one? What are some of the technical things to consider should you decide to go this route? And hopefully this video can serve as a resource for you if you want to start with building one of these networks for yourself today or in the future, because there are definitely benefits to going this route, either from day one or taking what you've already built, if you already run a dropshipping store, and turning that into a multi-store network. Now, first off, the reason that I wanted to cover this today is because recently I've been thinking a lot about my initial journey into dropshipping. And for those of you that don't know, I started actually with traditional e-commerce. First, I was selling cookies from a bakery in Brooklyn. After that, within a few months, I realized I need to sell more expensive products. So I was importing containers from China all across to the different parts of the US, to New Jersey, some to California, and I was shipping the products direct to customers. After maybe a year or so of that, I discovered dropshipping, and since then, it's been on building more and more stores, building more and more networks. And what I realized is from year 1 to year 3 in my high-ticket dropshipping journey, what really took me from a few $100,000 in sales to a few $1 million in sales every year was building a network of stores. So definitely think it's worth sharing, and I do think that this episode will definitely be worth your time. Hopefully they all are. But with that being said, let me switch screens here, pull up my iPad, and let me first talk about why we build niche-specific stores to begin with. Because you might be thinking, why would I need a network of stores? Why can't I just have one superstore that I put everything on? Well, really quickly, the main reason that we build niche stores, I'll just call this Niche Store 1, is because we want to become the authority in whatever niche we're selling in. And a big reason we want to do that is to have the highest conversion rates possible. What is a conversion rate? It is the percentage of people that buy versus the percentage of people that visit your store. And by building niche-specific stores, and obviously doing a lot of other things right, what our goal is for every 100 website visitors to get 2.5 sales. What does that come out to? It is a 2.5 conversion rate, 2.5%. So I'll put CR for conversion rate. This is our goal from targeted traffic. This doesn't mean, if we just buy 1,000 bot visitors that we're going to have a 2.5% conversion rate. This is from our targeted traffic campaigns, like I teach in Module 6 of the Blueprint. But this is our target. And what I realized early on is one of the easiest ways, again, to have a very high conversion rate is by building niche-specific stores, showing people exactly what they're searching for, and becoming the authority in a given niche, right? So that's why we're not going to just start adding on more and more niches to call it store number 1, because if we did that, then what's going to happen is our conversion rate is going to go down and down and down. We're going to see less return on ad spend, meaning we're going to get less money back for every dollar we spend on ads. And that is the opposite of what we want. So this is how originally, again, back in probably 2008, 2009, somewhere in between then, I decided I was going to start building networks of stores. So what is a network of stores? Let me just first explain that to you, and then we'll get into, again, the technical parts of doing this. But let's just say that first store that you built, maybe you own this store now, is a bounce house store, right? Nice high ticket niche. You are selling bounce houses. The site is positioned as the authority in the bounce house space. This is its own Shopify store. That's what we use for our e-commerce platform. You build this store, you're selling bounce houses. Let's just say it's called bouncehouses+.com. You're getting traffic. You're authorized to sell for the best brands in the bounce house niche. It's doing great. Now, when you turn this into a network of stores is when you can find other related niches where the customers from, call it store number 1, would also be interested in those products. So I brainstormed a few ideas before I started recording this for you. And let's just say that second niche was trampolines. Okay, so what do? We build another store. So this is going to be trampolines. And again, this is a new Shopify account. It's a new URL. Maybe this is trampolinesplus.com. And again, the reason we're not putting these trampolines on the Bounce House store is because if we do that, we're going to see a lower conversion rate. Again, the opposite of what we want. So we are going to build a second store that sells trampolines. And don't worry, I'm going to get into, traffic and things like that later on. So we're getting there. But let's just say as you were doing your research and, looking into what else your customers might be interested in, you figured out that outdoor swing sets would be something else that work great for them. So what are you going to do? You are going to build a third store, and that is going to be a swing set store. All of these stores are independent of one another. All of these stores on their own, if you only built, store number one, you could be very profitable. If you only built store number two, you could be very profitable. If you only built store number three, you could be very profitable. But when we build stores in a network, the goal is that we can be able to cross-promote our stores to customer segments from the others. So people that visit and buy from our Bounce House store, we can direct them to our trampoline store. People that buy from our trampoline store, we could send to our swing set store. People that buy from our swing set store, we could send to our Bounce House store. And obviously, vice versa. This works in all directions. And what it creates is a flywheel of customers that you're basically acquiring for free on your additional stores without ever harming your conversion rates. You're keeping your super high conversion rates. You're basically running 3 profitable businesses, but each of those businesses is now even more profitable because they're getting extra visitors and extra sales for free from cross promotions. Okay, so that's why we don't put everything on one site. And again, this is how we brainstorm things that would fall into our store network. Now, let's just say you had another idea and you were like, okay, these stores are all doing great. I want to build a 4th store, and that store is going to sell horse saddles, okay? Maybe that is a great niche, but guess what? It's not related to anything that would go in someone's backyard that has young kids. So if you did want to build a horse saddle store, this would be technically store number 1 again, either as a standalone or possibly in a new network of horse type products, right? So keep that in mind. And for now, what I'll do for anybody watching the video version of this is just cross out the horse saddle one, because that obviously would not fit into our network. The way that we determine, is this part of a network or is it something separate, is would our customers from one of these stores also be interested in purchasing from one of the others? So hopefully you could see how these 3 all meet that criteria, and the 4th one I just put up here does not. Now, let's talk about some of the technical things here and then talk about traffic. Now, one of the beautiful things about building a network is you don't need to establish multiple business entities. Because they are all related, this is how I do it. So you could technically establish different business entities, but the way that I do it is if we're building stores that are part of a network, they all go under one entity. What is an entity? Could be an LLC, could even be a sole proprietorship, could be an S corporation. Typically what we do is form LLCs and then elect to have them taxed as S corporations. It's a little bit technical here. If you're part of Dropship Lifestyle, just go to Module 0 of the blueprint. I cover this all in detail. But let's just say I was building this network. I might call it something like AK Stores LLC. And AK Stores LLC would own all of these businesses. They would all be under this one business entity, meaning that when we're filing taxes, everything's combined. Meaning with our business checking accounts, everything is under that. They're all part of this business entity. And the reason I do this is because, let's just say 3 years from now, I did build this and I wanted to sell my Bounce House store. Because the Bounce House store would be part of this network, if I wanted to sell that, I would be selling a network of stores. I would be selling every asset that, in this case, AK Stores LLC owns. So the buyer would be buying the business, the network of 3 stores. So makes it a little bit easier when it comes to accounting as well. Now, next thing I want to cover is traffic, because I did talk about this a little bit earlier as one of the benefits and one of the things that took me from about like $340,000 a year in sales to $3.2 million a year in sales within a 3-year time period. It was building this network while growing all of these stores independently. But one of the big things that helped with, again, like free traffic basically to each store was my traffic strategies when building a network. So I want to cover 2 different things that are both probably the biggest impact things that you could do that, again, I do myself. So if you're familiar with Shopify, which I'm assuming you are, if you're in e-commerce already, if you're not, again, that is the e-commerce platform that I use and that I recommend. But they give you email templates that you can edit that are sent to people once they place an order. So let's just say you ordered from my hypothetical bounce house store here. You would receive an order confirmation email just letting you know what you ordered, how much you paid, confirming your shipping address, where it's shipping to. And again, in Shopify, you can edit these email templates. So what we do is, again, let's say somebody bought from our bounce house store. In their order confirmation email, go all the way over here for it. I'll just write confirmation email. We edit that template and add a note that lets people know, thank you for your order. Did you know that we also own and operate trampolinesplus.com and swingsetsplus.com? All of our return customers can save X percent, 5%, 10%, whatever you want to do for the next 7 days with discount code gratitude at checkout. So I'm just going to put discount code. And this is added, again, to all of the order confirmation emails that people receive from all of these stores. So what we're doing here, again, by not showing people all these things up front, is maintaining our authority in each independent niche for each store, but we're getting that benefit of cross promotion by sending these order confirmation emails, which have basically 100% open rate, giving people a discount code and letting them know, hey, if you also want a swing set, if you also want a trampoline, go to our stores. You could save, again, X percent off for the next 7 days with this discount code. This is a great way to, again, get instant sales for $0 extra cost of acquisition. So the next thing that I think is probably most important when it comes to cross promotion is monthly promotions. Now, this is something that I also do cover in module 6 of the Dropship Blueprint. So if you remember, I believe it's lesson 6.9, again in module 6. But one of the things that we do for all of our stores is run monthly promotions. So let's just say, again, let's say for your trampoline store now, you were running a 3-day promotion for the 4th of July, right? So you have a 4th of July promo. And in that promo, you're offering whatever it is. I give you lots of ways to brainstorm ideas for promotions, but maybe for the trampoline store, if the customer spends over $1,000, you're giving them a free safety net for their trampoline, right? That's your 4th of July promo. Okay, great. On your swing set store, that's going to have its own 4th of July promo as well. Your bounce house store, that's going to have its own 4th of July promo as well. But what we do, and something I recommend you do, is that when it comes to remarketing ads, I'm just going to put RM for short. You are using your audiences on Google and on Facebook. I'll just put Meta because obviously this is Instagram as well. And when you are running your remarketing ads to show off these monthly promotions, you're not only showing the trampoline promotion to the trampoline website visitors, you're also showing it to people that have visited your swing set site. You're also showing it to people that have visited your bounce house site. And again, during your bounce house promo, you're also showing those ads to people that have visited your trampoline site and people that have visited your swing set site. And these are some of the highest return on ad spend campaigns. And you basically have extra audiences of targeted people that you can run small budget campaigns to, again, every single month like clockwork to make you more money. Now, the example I just gave was a 4th of July promo, but let's just say in August, you're not running a specific, a holiday specific promotion, I should say, right? Let's just say for store number 1, you have a promo that is, let me change the color here. You have a promo that is for the first week. So I'll put week 1, and let's just say this is August. So week 1, you have a bounce house promo. Week 2, you have a trampoline promo. And week 3, you have a swing set promo. Well, what you can and should do is also email, again, week 1, your bounce house promo, send out the email promotions to the bounce house email segment on your store, but also email that out to the trampoline people that have opted in there, letting them know, hey, this is Anton from Trampolines Plus. Did you know we also offer bounce houses on our partner store, bouncehousesplus.com. If you're interested this week, if you buy a bounce house from us, we're going to give you a free 100-foot extension cord so you can put the thing far away from your house, right? Whatever it is. And again, you do this with every different store, and it's increasing your pool of people you're marketing to. It's getting you more traffic. It's getting you more sales for $0 extra of acquisition. And it's doing it while maintaining a super high conversion rate that keeps your return on ad spend as high as possible. Now, again, this is something that I have been doing since probably my second year in this business. It's not something that everybody has to do at all because, again, you can have just any one of these stores be extremely profitable. And I'm not making any income claims here, but you could have any of these stores. There's people out there, I should say, that have stores in these niches that are making more than full-time incomes. But if you want to get to that next level, my advice is at least consider building a multi-store network. It is extremely beneficial. I just went through a bunch of different ways. Use the techniques I gave you here. And as always, if you have any questions on this, just let me know. Leave a comment below. And if you want to know more about how we pick niches, what our market research looks like, how we build stores, how we get traffic, be sure to go to dropshipwebinar.com as well. I'll link that up in the description. There I have about a 2-hour brand new free training that takes you through a whole lot more than what we just covered here. So again, that is dropshipwebinar.com. So as always, thank you. I appreciate you. And I'll talk to you in the next episode here at Dropship Lifestyle.